Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today I am going to be showing you how I sand my tumblers. My guess is if you clicked on this video, you are super stressed about it and trying to figure out the best way to sand a tumbler. And trust me, I get it. That was my biggest concern after putting all of the work into a tumbler and then having to sand off all of that pretty glossy layer and affecting the glitter. And it was terrifying. So I am going to show you exactly what I do to sand my tumblers, and hopefully that will help all of you out. Please give this video a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button if you want more crafting tips and tricks. Of course, everything I use will be listed in the description box, so if you need to find it, that is where you can go to look up everything I use. This is the tumbler I've been working on. It is a 30-ounce tumbler, and I'm using some fine glitter. It's not extra fine. It's still it's not chunky, but it's not fine either. It's just kind of like some normal white glitter on the silver cup. I didn't paint this cup or anything, so if you're looking for this look or this style, that is what I did. It's just white glitter, and I will have an Exacto knife if I need to use it, some acetone. Of course, we need our sanding sponges. I love using sponges because they get around the little crevices and they kind of bend around the rim. It makes it so much easier. This is fine grit. It is, I think, 200 grit, and honestly, that's the best for me. And I'm also using coffee filters for wiping it down, and I'll show you why I use coffee filters. A lot of people will use paper towels or other things, and if you have areas that are extra rough and you go to wipe this down with a paper towel, you'll leave these little fuzzies around, and even though it's not going to be noticeable on this cup, if you're doing something with darker glitters, you'll see all those fuzzes on your cup. So just in case, I like to use coffee filters, that way they don't fuzz. So there's a couple ways you can do this. You can just straight up sand your cup, which is fine. A lot of people just choose to sand the cup and the resin right off without water. I do like to use water mostly because it just ends up taking all of the dust down the drain. You're not breathing it in, you don't have to worry about it, and it just, to me, it's a little bit less stressful because you don't see the effects of the sanding and the scratching as much when it's underwater. It still kind of looks glossy. The first time I did this without water, I thought I totally ruined my cup. And so just for my own anxiety, I like to do it underwater. Now for this step, it's really important that you don't sand down too much. If you are using a chunkier glitter or a glitter that is silver underneath of the color, you can actually change the color of your glitter by accident. So thankfully, I don't have that issue with this cup. But if you are doing something where there's a lot of chunks sticking up, you may want to add another layer of resin before you do your sanding. You don't want to sand away all of that glitter. And like I said, if it is something like a purple glitter that was colored purple, so it's actually silver on the inside, when you sand down that purple glitter, it's going to turn silver. You don't want that to happen. And that's another reason why I use this fine sander. That way it doesn't dig in too much and I can fix anything that might be harmful to the cup before it goes too far. Since I am using a fine sanding block, I do have to sand this for a little bit longer than I would if I used a heavier block, but that just all comes with the nature of it. Now, the other thing I do want to say is with these cups, if you get resin on the inside, you can use the Exacto knife to kind of pick out or peel off the resin that's on the inside of the cup. I do this before I add my decal, and then I do it again at the very end of this whole process. So once my cup is totally done, I will be having a video on how I finish off the edges on my cup, so make sure you check that out. Next, now that it's all done, I am using the acetone to go over top of this just to get off any extra oils or any extra dirt or sand that might be on this cup. I certainly do not want to put the decal down in an area that's really sandy or really bumpy, and I also don't want to put it on something that's oily. On top of all of that, if you do go to apply your resin in an area that is extra dusty or extra oily, the resin might not stick and it will cause fish eyes in your resin and it won't dry nice and pretty and flat. Of course, here is the decal that I'm putting right over top of the part that we've sanded, and I made an area that was just really extra smooth just in case. It goes on super easy and it pulls off really easy. No issues at all. That's the way to do it. Just find a spot that is really, really smooth. Once your decal is on and ready to go, you can go ahead and add in that last layer of epoxy or resin, or if you're using any other product, go ahead and do that. Of course, put it on your turner for a couple of hours overnight, and you are done with that. The sanding is done. You can rest easy. Of course, there's always some final touches you can do on your cup. And like I said, if you need to know how to finish off the top edging of the cup, I will be putting a video out on that next. So definitely check that out. It's super easy and it turns out super, super perfect. So that is how I do my cups and my tumblers and how I sand them. I hope that it has been helpful to you. Please give this video a big thumbs up, leave me a comment down below if this was helpful, and hit that subscribe button, and I would love to see you in future videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye everybody!